Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. Sorry, I've got a little bit of an allergy. Anyway, I've just come on very briefly to do this live, just because there's a little bit of chatter. Sorry, that's Princess Tia making all that noise. There's a little bit of chatter going on the old social media about a body that has been found in Tennessee. And there's a little bit of speculation, and I have to say it is only speculation. So I'm just letting everybody know because we've been following this case of Sebastian Rogers, haven't we? Who is an autistic teenager who disappeared a long time ago now, in February. Sorry, the dog's talking to me. I want to know what do you think about it all? And of course, it's been an ongoing saga. It turned into a bit of a circus. That's why I haven't been reporting on it at all, because there's nothing what I would call was proper news about it, only gossip, speculation. There was a vigil last weekend. I might show you a little bit of that if I've got time. But yeah, there's not been any really proper news, what you would call proper news about Sebastian for a long time, if ever, really. At the end of the day, Sebastian went missing. A lot of people thought it's something to do with his mum and his stepdad, Chris and Katie Proudfoot. I'm not one of those people. I don't think it's got anything to do with them. I think Sebastian probably ran away for whatever reason. And then there's been reported sightings of Sebastian. There was one a little while ago. There's been one recently where somebody actually phoned the police to say they thought they'd seen Sebastian Rogers in a hotel room. And the police went and investigated. Anyway, it wasn't Sebastian. So there have been a lot of, I suppose it's one of those cases. It's a high profile case. It's always going to have a lot of attention on it. But something that's chattering around social media at the moment is about a body that has been found in a river in Tennessee. Now, this has happened before as well. So, I just want to make it clear. I don't know that this does have anything to do with Sebastian, but I wanted you to know about it because it's the first thing that I've heard of that I thought, it might have some weight. Or it might have some importance, but I don't know for sure. So let me just see who's here. Hi, David. I hope you're well. So I'm doing this totally impromptu live. I'm in the middle of classes and I've got to go out and I've got quite a lot of things to do. But I just wanted to do this just briefly, just to let you know what was happening, just in case anything does come of this. So let me just show you on Twitter where it's been talked about. The thing is, this account where it's been talked about, Jennifer Coffindaffer, she used to work for the FBI. I think a lot of the time things she says are normally good. I mean, I didn't agree with her over the Delphi case because she was one of those people who's a little bit skeptical that Richard Allen was guilty or not. But, there's a lot of people think like that. So I always follow her. She comes up with, she seems to, I suppose, because of her connection, she seems to get information quite early. But this was something that she said, still no further details. Now, I hadn't even heard about it. Still no further details regarding the body found in Hickman County, Tennessee, about 77 miles from Hendersonville. The case is being investigated by Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. No autopsy details reported and no reference made to Sebastian Rogers by officials. So it's important to say it's not that the officials have said it's anything to do with Sebastian Rogers, but I think how can I put it, probably the key thing is they haven't said it isn't anything to do with Sebastian Rogers. So, that's why people are sort of wondering about it, because now obviously Sebastian's been missing for a long time. Everyone's wondering where he is. It's very sad, isn't it? And so any bit of information or anything that happens in that area, anywhere near where Sebastian went missing, is going to attract attention. So I just wanted to let you know about it, and we'll keep an eye on it. And I think while I'm here then, let's see if I can find details of the Sebastian Rogers vigil. So there was a vigil held. Now there's a lot going on with the dog, the bounty hunter, isn't there? Like the reward for Sebastian seems to be going up all the time. What was the other thing that I was reading the other day? Here we go. So this is from the Facebook page of Find Sebastian Rogers. And this AtNight private intelligence, this is Dog the Bounty Hunter and other people who've got together. Is it that Nick the Hat, etc.? And they're giving out information about Sebastian. Supposedly information. So this was an update that they did. Public update on the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, November the 13th. Since our last update on November the 11th, we have intensified efforts across multiple states and continue to make significant progress in the search for 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. During recent developments, we announced, where's it gone? Oh, it's moved on to the next page. On November 11th was announced the creation of Sebastian's Army, an enduring initiative under the One World umbrella designed to support Sebastian's case and future searches for missing persons. This effort will mobilise public support, utilise advanced data analytics, and ensure ongoing public safety. In addition, we established... Come on, stop doing that to me. Let me just go back.
And future searches for missing persons.
Oh, yeah. In addition, where is it? We established regular discussions with President-elect Donald Trump's incoming administration to secure federal resources and support for our work.
It will mobilize public support, utilize advanced data analytics, and ensure ongoing public safety.
She's reading that.
In addition, we established regular discussions with President-elect Donald J. Trump's incoming administration to secure federal resources and support for our work. New developments as of today. Number 1, clearing of tips. AtNight has systematically cleared several dozen tips from Washington, Oregon, and surrounding regions. Working closely with licensed investigators in each state, we are reviewing and investigating every lead to ensure nothing is overlooked. 2, active surveillance in 8 states. Surveillance operations are now underway in 8 states, spanning from Clinton, New York to Seattle, Washington. Findings from these efforts are shared with those prospective state authorities and the FBI's D.C. field office, with whom we forward material regularly. 3, call for continued vigilance. We urge the public to continue submitting tips, especially in Tennessee and surrounding regions. Please remain vigilant, report any suspicious activity, and if you know something, say something. We are committed to uncovering the truth and will persist until every lead is followed. 4, dismantling obstructive networks. To date, AtNight has dismantled 3 networks that had interfered with efforts to locate Sebastian. Our team has been instructed to treat this as a criminal investigation. utilizing the same methods we employ to dismantle criminal financial networks. We are actively countering any attempts to obstruct our search. 5. Ongoing briefings with the incoming administration. AtNight continues to meet with the incoming administration 3 times weekly on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, providing detailed reports on investigative challenges, including interferences from hostile witnesses and individuals of interest. Additionally, we've been connected with the soon-to-be U.S. Attorney General to discuss increased resources and support for a swift resolution. Now, they also continued this post and added more to it. 6. Identification of misinformation. Ground Zero. AtNight has located what we believe to be the origin point of targeted misinformation and hateful content that have derailed the investigation. We are collaborating with the FBI and the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to pursue criminal charges against individuals and entities responsible for this interference. 7. Advanced data analysis through One World. Tips are currently being uploaded into One World's data center, where they will be indexed, categorized, and analyzed using advanced AI technology. This system will help identify anomalies and critical patterns over the coming week. 8. Attempted infiltration of AtNight systems. We've confirmed that 2 individuals attempted to infiltrate AtNight systems by using fake IDs to apply for employment. During the interview process, they provided information that allowed us to conduct background checks and identified pertinent details. Number 9. Connections to persons of interest. Further investigation revealed that one of these individuals is connected to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers through marriage, not by blood. So that would be on the Proudfoot side or Bowersock side. The second individual is believed to be wanted on unrelated criminal charges involving trafficking. These individuals have been reported to authorities and further investigations are underway. What in the world? What is going on? And then, of course, if you have any information concerning the whereabouts of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, please contact the Sumner County Sheriff's Office at 615-451-38.
Actually, listen to this. Sounds like it's Cluminati's voice. She's a YouTuber who's on the Proudfoot side. Of course, oh God, I'd forgotten about all the Betty bullshit. There's so much. This is why I've left this case alone, because there's so much rubbish associated with this case. It's hard to get to the bottom of what's really going on.
38. And then the TBI, 1-800-TBI. The usual. All right, so this is...
Anyway, leaving that bit. So, yeah, it does sound very strange, doesn't it? The whole thing sounds very strange. And I've got to say, while I was just playing that, I went back onto Twitter, and that Jennifer, the account that I was talking about, where I got the information of the possible body. It's funny with Twitter; it comes up with things at different times. And she's now saying, I just received, 10 hours ago, I just received confirmation that the body found in Hickman County was not Sebastian Rogers. So it's not Sebastian. Which is good, of course, in one way, and but of course his family still have got no answers. But it's good that it's not. So it's not him. It's not him. Now, while I'm on, I just want to show you the details of the vigil that was held, because, as I say, I haven't done anything whatsoever on this case, have I, for ages, because it's just been so ridiculous. But anyway, this is the video of the vigil last week, and here's Seth. He's been very quiet, or maybe it's just I've not been watching the videos and things and looking on for news, but he seems to have gone quite quiet too.
My house is very, very quiet because my son's not there. It's going through hell when I go home. He's not there.
Almost 9 months.
That's quite strange, isn't it? Because, of course, Sebastian was never there. He didn't live there. I still can't to see Seth so upset like that, it's hard not to be moved. But Sebastian was not in his house. Sebastian lived with Katie and Chris. So it's quite strange that he's saying that.
Months and still no sign of Sebastian Rogers. His father, Seth, says he won't stop looking for him.
The goal is to find Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Some people have issues saying his name, and his name needs to be said more often.
Celebrity bounty hunter Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, joined the search for Sebastian about 2 months ago. The search initially started with several local and state law enforcement agencies, including the Sumner County Sheriff's Office and the TBI.
They haven't come out and told anybody anything since April. And them actually speaking with me, they'd have to actually answer their phone.
Seth encourages people to keep saying his son's name until Sebastian is found.
We're here because of Sebastian.
I'm going to keep looking for you.
He is full of contradictions, Seth, because now he's saying everybody keeps saying Sebastian's name, but it wasn't that long ago. He was slapping, what do they call it, cease and desist orders on people that were mentioning Sebastian, on other YouTubers who were mentioning Sebastian, etc. Seth was out there slapping cease and desist orders on them. So I think this is the problem with this case. Sebastian has got lost in it all right from the beginning. It's all about finding Sebastian. There have been a couple of cases recently of autistic boys younger than Sebastian who have run away and been found, unfortunately, deceased in bodies of water. There's been a couple of cases that I've seen on the social media, etc. Apparently, this eloping, this running away is a common thing that children with autism do, which I didn't know about. And I think this is what the police's hypothesis, if you like, of what Sebastian did. Also, there's this controversy. To me, it's a big controversy. Obviously, Katie says she saw Sebastian when he went up to bed, and then in the morning he wasn't there in his bedroom. And the police on the wanted posters, etc., I'll try and find it in a moment, they say Sebastian was last seen the next day somewhere in the town. So is it that he did run away? Is this why the police don't suspect Chris and Katie? Is because they've got proof that Sebastian did leave the house and was alive, when he left the house, because they are definitely saying he was seen elsewhere. But as we're watching the end of this, and then I will play it one more time, I'll look to see if I can find that again.
Until I find you. And if you see this, call me. You know my phone number. I won't change it. And I love you.
According to law enforcement, Sebastian was last seen in the beach area of Hendersonville. If you know anything about this case, you are asked to call authorities. We have that information up on our website, WKRN.com.
Yeah, there you go. She just said it. So according to authorities, Sebastian was last seen in the beach area. So he's been seen after he left home. I honestly do not believe that Katie and Chris have got anything to do with what happened to Sebastian. I think he probably ran away, and let's just hope somebody picked him up or what happened after that, I don't know, but I don't think it was anything to do with Katie and Chris.
Kenley?
Let's just watch that again.
The house is very, very quiet because my son's not there. Going through hell when I go home. He's not there.
Almost 9 months and still no sign of Sebastian Rogers. His father, Seth, says he won't stop looking for him.
The goal is to find Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Some people have issues saying his name, and his name needs to be said more often.
Celebrity bounty hunter Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, joined the search for Sebastian about 2 months ago. The search initially started with several local and state law enforcement agencies, including the Sumner County Sheriff's Office and the TBI.
They haven't come out and told anybody anything since April. And them actually speaking with me, they'd have to actually answer their phone.
Seth encourages people to keep saying his son's name until Sebastian is found.
We're here because of Sebastian.
I'm going to keep looking for you until I find you. And if you see this, call me. You know my phone number.
I'm just wondering where Phony Tony is in this video. I haven't heard him say much lately, but as I say, I haven't been looking to see what he's been saying. But of course, Tony Mathis, he was like the PR guy, but never really did anything positive, did he? But yeah, what's happened to him? He's not well. I don't know if he was at the vigil. As I say, I don't know. I have been keeping up with it, but there's not been anything until that about the possibility, with that body being found, that, there was a possibility it could be Sebastian, but now it turns out it isn't. I haven't really been following it because I think I, like a lot of people, I just got sort of cheesed off with all the sort of drama about the parents and the arguments between Seth and Tony, and then Dog the Bounty Hunter. No real talk about Sebastian himself. So it'd be nice to get back to actually Sebastian. Where is Sebastian? The searches, etc.
I won't change it. And I love you.
According to law enforcement, Sebastian was last seen in the beach area of Hendersonville. If you know anything about this case, you are asked to call authorities. We have that information up on our website, WKRN.com. Kenley?
Yeah. So it's very strange, that, isn't it? So
my house is very, very quiet.
He was seen outside the house. I've often thought that, because for the police to be, and now everyone's just talking about as if it had always been like that. It wasn't like that, but people felt that Sebastian was last seen in the house, went to bed, and now they're talking as if it's always been that he was seen somewhere else. Like, oh, it's just, and we're left to be confused by it all, caring about Sebastian, and caring about Sebastian and hoping that there's a happy resolution. But we've been given, it's just been weird, all the conflicting information. Now, I've just gone back onto Twitter and just had a look at Dog the Bounty Hunter account. So have a look at this. So this was this is that AtNight private intelligence. Sounds very sort of sinister, doesn't it, in itself? So so this was 10 hours ago. Dwayne Dog Chapman reposted earlier today at night in collaboration with Dog the Bounty Hunter and its team of licensed private investigators and contractors, acted on a tip received regarding a potential sighting of 15-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers at a Motel 6 in Godletsville, Tennessee. Details of the investigation. A tip received on November the 15th indicated that a teenage boy matching Sebastian's description had been seen at the motel alongside individuals displaying suspicious behaviour. The report included I'm just laughing at the suspicious behaviour thing. Sometimes I think about, if you thought about what you do in your normal day, like when if I go and drive somewhere, maybe I'm walking the dogs or I'm waiting to pick my son up. I bet anybody could be watching me in the car sometimes, and then you get on your phone or whatever, and they could say, oh, suspicious behaviour. We don't know what is suspicious behaviour or not, do we really? So these people, they were displaying suspicious behaviour, and they had this teenage boy with them. So licensed investigators working in tandem for AtNight's high-risk violent fugitive recovery task force, HRVFRT. God, I'm sorry. You know what I'm like with initials. Could you call them initials? HRVFRTF. I can't even say it. Oh, God. Well, anyway, why couldn't they just call themselves a shorter name? On behalf of Mr. Rogers, initiated surveillance. Teams observed activity matching the tipster's description, including the presence of a red sports car and behavioural patterns consistent with the tip. Investigators identified 2 rooms of interest at the motel and noted individuals entering and exiting the area. A teenage boy was observed entering one of the rooms. That's not really suspicious behaviour, is it? Entering a room. Prompting the investigators to immediately escalate the situation. At approximately 4:47, the Sumner County Sheriff's Department was notified. Of course, they should have been notified first, really, and responded to the scene promptly. At the same time, AtNight alerted the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, NCMEC, and the FBI's Operation Rescue Me, transmitting a full report of findings to federal authorities. Reporting officers quickly arrived on the scene and determined that the individual observed was not Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. While the outcome of this was not what we had hoped for, it underscores the importance of reliable tips and the public's involvement in this case. So, moving forward, we remain committed to following every credible lead, etc. Now, there's look, this is the 911 call. Let's listen to it.
44, it's me, Associate Agency at 323 Colorado Street at the Motel 6. Caller advised they have possibly seen Sebastian Rogers on the second floor of the building. Advised someone was with him and they rushed a teenage boy into the room. 14, Thermite Authorities, can you repeat? I've got 44, dispatch.
Switch to Central. I'm Zone 2, but is that in Goodlettsville or Millersville City?
14, you want me to start in that way? Yes, please. It's in Goodlettsville. Maybe Steve Goodlettsville's better unit. Roger, thank you. 50, you go with it.
So,
Advised they were last seen going into room 112.
10-4, so they supposedly saw him, took a picture, and then left the scene to call it in?
Central 50, that's a negative. Caller advised she is an investigator. She has 2 PIs on scene. They are the ones taking a picture. Advised they are sending to her. PIs are going to be on scene.
10-4.
Pass, 10-4. 50, good, sir.
Surely on scene with Goodlettsville.
Let's listen one more time. I've just about got time to listen to it one more time when I can find it.
44, it's me, Associate Agency at 323 Colorado Street at the Motel 6. Caller advised they have possibly seen Sebastian Rogers on the second floor of the building. Advised someone was with him and they rushed a teenage boy into the room. 14, Thermite Authorities, can you repeat? I've got 44, dispatch.
Switch to Central. I'm Zone 2, but is that in Goodlettsville or Millersville City?
14, you want me to start in that way? Yes, please. It's in Goodlettsville. Maybe Steve Goodlettsville's better unit. Roger, thank you. 50, you go with it.
So,
Advised they were last seen going into room 112.
10-4, so they supposedly saw him, took a picture, and then left the scene to call it in?
Central 50, that's a negative. Caller advised she is an investigator. She has 2 PIs on scene. They are the ones taking a picture. Advised they are sending to her. PIs are going to be on scene.
10-4.
Pass, 10-4. 50, good, sir.
Surely on scene with Goodlettsville.
Yes, So it wasn't Sebastian, unfortunately, the person that was seen in the hotel room. And depending on which way you look at it, fortunately, the body that has been found in the river is not Sebastian either. So, no, the fact remains. Where is Sebastian? Oh, I need to look at another post that Dog the Bounty Hunter made. Dog the Bounty Hunter made another post. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. Don't know if I can find it. I'm sure he made a statement that he thinks Sebastian will be found next year. Right, let's have a look. So he's making a big deal of the Sebastian case at the moment. Now, I'll leave it to you to decide whether you think he's doing it for publicity or whether you really think, that he has a chance of finding Sebastian. So this was him around Tennessee. He took a little video. I suppose he's got as much chance as anybody to find Sebastian. I mean, Sebastian is somewhere. So now remember when the reward for Sebastian was $0, there was no reward for him. It's now $175,000. The reward to fight for information towards finding Sebastian. It's interesting, isn't it?
Activity in Oregon and New York.
He was sharing he shared this video. Let's watch it, actually. This was a video on Court TV.
Now, official law enforcement agencies, they've completely dialed back, at least with organized searches. But another group of investigators is still working very hard to find him. Here is an update we received today from the bounty hunter and AtNight Private Intelligence, a branch of One World. New leads suggest possible sightings or related activity in Oregon and New York. And we are pursuing all tips with heightened urgencies. And that brings us to our first question of this hour. And that's an obvious one. Where is Sebastian Rogers tonight? As so many people could.
Exactly. So Sebastian is still alive. He's eating somewhere. He's sleeping somewhere. He's going about his life somewhere. If he is still alive, he's, somebody must be looking after him. They just must be. He's not going to be, he won't have been homeless all this time and nobody's noticed him.
Continue to look for him and worry about this young man. Let's bring in Dwayne Chapman, a.k.a. Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's with us. He's joined this search effort for Sebastian.
So first of all, I don't mean to spin this, but you said a lot of law enforcement and volunteers and all that were out there searching. Let me tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Chris Proudfoot was threatening all kind of people that they should go home. Why are they there? He allegedly sprayed some neighbor with water, because they were asking. So a lot of people, let's say, tried to, help and volunteer, but Proudfoot and his cronies, or maybe by himself, was threatening them, stopping them. I don't know why the TBI hasn't done nothing unless they're neck deep in it too. I talked to one of the guys and, it was ridiculous. We want the FBI, the marshals. We need the FBI. We need the marshals in on this. And let me tell you about them. They will find what happened to the little boy. They will find Sebastian, what happened to him.
You mentioned the Proudfoots, Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Katie Proudfoot, for those who haven't been following this, is the mother of Sebastian. She was the last person to see him. Chris, the stepfather.
Well, she can't have been the last person to see him. If he was seen outside the home, who saw him outside the home? Or was that just on a CCTV, maybe? Strange.
And We invited them on tonight. We did get a hold of them. They declined.
There is no evidence to support foul play is involved in the disappearance of Sebastian.
But at this point, you don't rule it out?
We're not ruling anything out.
At this point, we don't have any evidence. There is not any kind of an indication that there is a criminal element involved. But we are keeping options open. We don't know what has happened. We don't know where Sebastian is right now, so we are pursuing any and all avenues.
That was Sumner County Sheriff's deputies Eric Craddock and Susan Hyland of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. She was the second person, obviously, at a press conference in the months after Sebastian was reported missing. About the same time, Deputy Craddock spoke with reporter Nick Barris from WTVF in Nashville about whether or not they had cleared anybody from the immediate family as being a suspect in this case. Take a listen.
Not cleared anyone, but we have absolutely no evidence to support foul play.
That was in April of 24, a little more than a month into the search for Sebastian, and the official word from police was that nobody's been cleared, but still there's no evidence of foul play, yet one would think that foul play absolutely is involved here. And that brings us to our next question. What is the current status of this investigation so many months after Sebastian Rogers first went missing? We still have with us Dog the Bounty Hunter and his lawyer to keep him in check, Joe Lesniak. Let's, Dog, you're in Tennessee. What's going on? Is there anything you can share with us in terms of new developments in your investigation?
Right, so yeah, it's very interesting. I think we'll just watch that one more time. So I've got about 5 minutes, and I want to find out something for Heather. Also, Heather, I've been trying to do. I'm supposed to have 10 free memberships that I can give out when people are on lives or premieres, and I just
now official law enforcement agencies they've completely.
It's all a mystery, isn't it? You know, it tells you that you should be able to do it, but I haven't been able to
dial back, at least with organized searches. But another group of investigators is still working very hard to find him. Here is an update we received today from the bounty hunter and AtNight Private Intelligence, a branch of One World. New leads suggest possible sightings or related activity in Oregon and New York. And we are pursuing all tips with heightened urgencies. And that brings us to our first question of this hour. And that's an obvious one. Where is Sebastian Rogers tonight, as so many people continue to look for him and worry about this young man? Let's bring in Dwayne Chapman, aka Dog the Bounty Hunter. He's with us. He's joined this search effort for Sebastian.
So first of all, I don't mean to spin this, but you said a lot of law enforcement and volunteers and all that were out there searching. Let me tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Chris Proudfoot was threatening all kind of people that they should go home. Why are they there? He allegedly
you know, this has ended up in two camps, hasn't it? It's like the people that support Kate and Chris Proudfoot, Katie and Chris, people that support Seth. You know, and for me, I only support Sebastian. That's all. You know, I don't know what's happened to Sebastian. I don't have any feeling that Seth's done anything to him or that Katie and Chris have. But, you know, the only thing I'm interested in is Sebastian. But a lot of people, they sort of like these two camps, like about either you think people support Chris and Katie or they support Seth. But it's quite polarized, like everything else in this mad world we live in now.
Sprayed some neighbor with water, you know, because they were asking. So a lot of people, let's say, tried to, you know, help and volunteer, but Proudfoot and his cronies, or maybe by himself, was threatening them, stopping them. I don't know why the TBI hasn't done nothing unless they're neck deep in it too. I talked to one of the guys, and, you know, it was ridiculous. We want the FBI, the marshals. We need the FBI. We need the marshals in on this. And let me tell you about them. They will find what happened to the little boy. They will find Sebastian, what happened to him.
You mentioned the Proudfoots, Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Katie Proudfoot, for those who haven't been following this, is the mother of Sebastian. She was the last person to see him. Chris, the stepfather. And We invited them on tonight. We did get a hold of them. They declined.
There is no evidence to support foul play is involved in the disappearance of Sebastian.
But at this point, you don't rule it out?
We're not ruling anything out.
At this point, we don't have any evidence. There is not any kind of an indication that there is a criminal element involved. But we are keeping options open. We don't know what has happened. We don't know where Sebastian is right now, so we are pursuing any and all avenues.
That was Sumner County Sheriff's deputies Eric Craddock and Susan Hyland of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. She was the second person, obviously, at a press conference in the months after Sebastian was reported missing. About the same time, Deputy Craddock spoke with reporter Nick Barris from WTVF in Nashville about whether or not they had cleared anybody from the immediate family as being a suspect in this case. Take a listen.
Not cleared anyone, but we have absolutely no evidence to support foul play.
That was in April of 24, a little more than a month into the search for Sebastian, and the official word from police was that nobody's been cleared, but still there's no evidence of foul play, yet one would think that foul play absolutely is involved here. And that brings us to our next question. What is the current status of this investigation so many months after Sebastian Rogers first went missing? We still have with us Dog the Bounty Hunter and his lawyer to keep him in check, Joe Lesniak. Let's, Dog, you're in Tennessee. What's going on? Is there anything you can share with us in terms of new developments in your investigation?
So, if you want to watch the full interview, it'll be on Court TV. That's what the whole interview was on. But yeah, I mean, do you know what? I don't care if Dog the Bounty Hunter finds Sebastian. I don't care if bloody Peter Falding finds Sebastian. I hope somebody finds him. That's all that matters. But all this sort of slandering each other, it's not helpful, is it? It's not helpful. They're all on the same side. The only thing that matters is where is this boy, this vulnerable boy that's disappeared. That's all that matters. They get involved in all their egos and they're slandering each other, slagging each other off. It just doesn't help, in my eyes. I hate that, to be honest. Yeah, we need to send Peter Falding. It's a joke. Now, so Heather, going back to what you were saying, I've just tried to I just looked on, if I'm trying to do the free memberships. When I go on the gift memberships, it just comes up with the paid ones. It's not, I'm supposed to have 10 free memberships. I can't find out how to do it. There's something I'm doing wrong there. And mine comes up, to pay for the memberships, whereas yours doesn't. Yours doesn't come up with anything, but it might be because is BF saying it might be because you're on the wrong browser. It might be because I'm on the wrong browser that I can't give these memberships. I've really been looking of a way to do it. So every month I've got 10 memberships that I could give away, apparently. And when I think of how I think YouTube brought that in a few months ago. So that's like 30, 40 memberships I could have given away. But anyway, I'll keep trying. We'll get there in the end, won't we? We'll get there in the end. Yeah, Heather should find Safari no problem, shouldn't she? Okay, well, I just thought I'd give you this update. So as I've found out while we're actually been on live, that body found in the river is not Sebastian. It's some poor soul, isn't it? So I hope some family somewhere is getting some answers, to wondering where their missing relative had gone. I hope, somebody's at least got the, I hope that it gets identified, the body gets identified and somebody gets at least the cold comfort of laying their loved one to rest, which is so important. Okay, so I'm going. I've got to go, and I will see you later on tonight. I'm not sure. I think I'll be talking about the Lake and Riley, the trial of Jose Ibarra. I've been watching quite a lot of that in between classes and that, catching up where I can. That's an important trial going on, but I can't. You know, I don't think it's going to be like the Delphi trial where everyone, you know, will be sort of, oh, is he guilty or isn't he guilty? I don't know why he's even bothering having a trial, to be honest. He should have just pled guilty. I think he's still hoping that maybe he's got a chance of pinning it on his brother. You know, that's how you feel at the moment. It's like casting aspersions on everybody else. Oh, thank you, Jasmina. Well, you know, it's so important, isn't it? It's so important. And actually, I'm a bit angry with myself because recently I've avoided even doing anything about the case because of the drama and because of all the things. But really, I shouldn't do that. I should carry on, you know, talking about Sebastian, because Sebastian's name needs to be out there, doesn't it? So, okay, I'll see you really soon in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to press like, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, may your God go with you. Thank you.